Hi, Kate here with a short, accessible yoga class for election season fatigue. So I know that many of us have just been completely burned out with all that's been going on and the news cycles changing every couple of minutes, it feels like. So I've created this class, an accessible class for both the chair and the mat. As part of my final project as I got my certification from the Accessible Yoga crew. So today we'll start seated. And I'd encourage you, if you have a block, to bring a block. And I am on my blankie here. And of course I have, as always, Scotch and Tank to help me out. They're always useful for any kind of stress release because they're just so cute. All right, so here we go with your block. And let's just place the block right in front of you for now. We'll use it in just a moment. Go ahead and get comfortable. Maybe that means rolling through the shoulders or rolling through the neck. Maybe a full body stretch. So take your time here to get comfortable. This will be a pretty short class. We'll invite you to immediately begin to ground down through the feet. So I like to lift my toes and settle them back down, wiggle my hips and feel the connection of the floor and ground beneath me. And then slowly start to work my way to the hips. Again, maybe wiggling and dropping the tailbone down. Well, thanks, Josh. And feel free to nod the head or roll, whatever you need to do. Feel free to close the eyes. And if you would prefer to be on the floor, same idea. We're going to focus on everything that's touching the ground, getting a little bit heavier. Noticing how your breath is being carried in your body right now. Placement of the hands. We'll start with a soft body scan with all of the senses. Starting with the skin, noticing places of warmth and coolness on the body. Anywhere where clothes are touching the skin. And if the eyes are closed, noticing the light filtering behind the eyelids, the weight of the eyelids on the eyeballs. And if the eyes are open, maybe feeling a breeze across the eyes. Become aware of the weight of the teeth in the mouth and the tongue. The bottom row and top row of teeth, saliva, any taste in the mouth. And what you can hear. So go right ahead and listen, allowing different sounds to move into your soundscape. Sounds that are near, sounds that are far. And eventually starting to listen more closely for the sound of your own breath. Listening for the inhale and exhale. And as we focus more on the breath, feeling the coolness of breath travel in through the nose and the warmth of breath exiting the body. Connecting more with the skin, let's begin to lightly tap across the arms Maybe up the arms, getting into the armpits, back of the head, face, and connect to all the parts of the body, or working down the legs. And if it's available, you'll pick up a foot, maybe get to the bottom of the foot, and the back side of the body. Tap, tap, tapping all around. Now once you've tapped, you can do a light pressure squeeze. And working up the arms, chest, like connecting to different parts of the body, the head, the neck, the back, again, down the legs. And then the last part is that we'll brush. So you can lightly brush. I like to, especially tell my kids, students, you know, just like brushing things off. Things that have been bothering you, just start to brush them off of yourself. For me, it feels really nice to brush at my low back. That's where I hold a lot of tension. So if you're someone that holds more tension across the chest, maybe you want to brush the chest, like over the head, remembering the ears. And then we're going to inhale, let the feet be heavy again, grounding back down. Wherever you are, inhale, reach the arms up, nice full body stretch. Then as you exhale, a nice audible, trying to let go. Inhale, stretch. And then exhale, 2 more. Last one. Begin to roll through the shoulders. Trying to brush the tips of the ears with the tops of the shoulders. And wherever you are, finding movement through the whole upper body, still connecting and grounding with the low half of the body. I'm getting some nice little knee cracks and pops. Go the other direction. Maybe you want to play with swinging the arms instead. One of my friends, when I do this, she calls it the PB dance, right? From So Silly from Friends. You can go the other way. And then we're going to inhale, lift the arms up again. And now as you exhale, flip the palms away and press like you're trying to separate the two walls. Naturally, the shoulders are going to want to creep up. See if you can feel that sensation of the shoulder blades sliding down the back. And you may even feel something from the tips of the fingers all the way into the armpit as you begin to look left and right. Really connecting to the nervous system, especially if you're someone that sits forward quite a bit. This can feel really good. And then if you wanted to have a deeper sensation here, perhaps you'll fold all of the fingers in except for the pointer finger and then press out again as you continue to look left and right. Now I can feel that from all the way from the tip of the finger running down through the hand into the armpit and across the chest. And then we'll drop the chin to the chest, reach the arms out in front. So we're protracting the arms, interlace the fingers and press away. And then inhale, reach the arms up, now like you're pressing the ceiling away. We're going to integrate this with a cat-cow. Press away, curl the back, tip the tailbone, and inhale, lift, maybe look up. Exhale, curl. Inhale up. If you're someone that does this cat-cow pretty often, this will be a great opportunity for you to play with alternating the breath. So we'll exhale, look up, and inhale. Pressing, stretching the back side of the lungs. Exhale up. Inhale. That feels pretty good across the front side of my chest too. 2 more. Filling up the back side of the body. Exhale, release. Last one. And up. Bring the arms down. We'll give the arms a rest. Maybe just let them drop down to either side. Take the hands to the tops of the thighs. And if you are seated, now's a great time to roll forward to your all fours. So wherever you are, you're going to create this nice tall spine, or if you're on the floor, you can push the ground away. And then a dynamic cat-cow again. Inhale, roll forward if you're on the ground. Maybe lift the chest and then press the hips back towards the heels. And if you're seated, you go ahead and add in this arm work if that feels good to you, or hands on the thighs as we cat-cow. Reaching and stretching. Now, I did just vote, which is why I'm wearing my I voted sticker. And by just voted, I got to take my ballot and put it into my mail carrier's hand and see it go off into the universe. One or two more of these cat-cows. And then go ahead and pause in the middle. If you're an all fours person, we're going to move forward to a right foot forward low lunge. And if you're a seated person, we're going to heel toe the right foot off to the side. And then reach the left foot out. Go ahead and inhale the arms up. We're going to come back to this in just a moment. So we'll be doing it twice. If you're on the ground, maybe you're ready to lift the arms up. And maybe you'd like to curl the toes under and extend the legs so you have more leg extension. Big breath in. And then unwind yourself. Slide the legs back. I like using this swishy blankie here so I can slide around to my second side. Left foot out. Right leg. Pushing into the outside edge of the foot. Planting the front foot down. Of course, if you're in your lunge on all fours, the left foot forward. When you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up. And back down. Back down to all fours or back to the center. We'll just walk the hips back for a moment and then forward. And if you are on all fours, you're going to sway the hips right and left and maybe look behind you. So if you're seated on the chair and you want a little bit more twisting, you'll let the upper body move with you. If you're on all fours, knees down, and just let the hips rock right and left, maybe starting to look behind you, creating a twist in the whole torso. Wherever you are, move back to neutral. Second round of lunging. For those of us that are seated, we're just going to hug the right knee into the chest. If you're on the floor, you'll step the right foot forward. And perhaps curl the back toes under as you reach the arms above the head. And if this feels okay for you to reach the arms above the head seated, maybe try kicking the leg out and back a couple of times. And then if you're in a high lunge, reach the chest forward slightly. And then we'll place the feet back down or the hands down and back to our neutral position, which will be all fours. Second side, hug the left knee in. Maybe roll through the ankle for a moment. Or if you're lunging, stepping forward, maybe reach the arms up. Pressing down into everything that's touching the ground and maybe kicking out and back. And we'll pause, bring the arms down. So I have my block in front of me. Those of you that are on the floor, go ahead and create a balasana or big toes come to touch, knees wide. If you wanted to and you have a block in your own chair, same idea, big toes come to touch. Maybe the knife edge of the feet come to touch. And we're going to slump back in our chair. So we're going to allow the body to rest for a moment and drop the head. If you wanted to, maybe reach the arms up if you'd like more extension. And see if you can press your breath back into the back side of the body. If you're on your belly face down, Thinking about the space between the shoulder blades, lifting as you inhale, and exhale, heart softening towards the ground. In the chair, inhale, lift the back side of the body, and exhale, let the feet become heavier and the hips. Wherever you are, the arms are above the head, come back down, assist the knees closed, or shift yourself back to your all fours. Move this guy out of the way. Those of you that are on all fours, we're going to create a back bending cobra next. So you can slide forward to the belly. Once you get there, I like to take my hands onto the forehead and kind of look left and right. And for those of us that are seated, we can do the same thing. Come forward. Maybe just look left and right, little pressure. We're going to heel toe the feet together if you're seated in the chair. And if you're on your belly, start to draw the legs together. Wherever you are, inhale rotation of the inner thighs, so to either side of the side waist. If you're on the chair, hands to the thighs. And wherever you are, on your next inhale, we're going to start to peel the sternum forward and up. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Deep breaths. Each inhale, the sternum lifts forward and up, and exhale, firming down into the legs. Hands in the lap, you could press the thighs down. Another inhale and lift. Exhale. Soften, inhale. And exhale, you can separate the feet. And those of you that are on your bellies, you can just relax the head down again. Back to your all fours and do our second round of lunges. This time, more of a side plank. We'll start the same that we did before. We're going to bring that right leg back around. So it's in the midline of the chair, mat, and body, and step the left leg out, pressing into the knife edge. Those of you that are on all fours, you're going to step the left foot behind you, right knee down. Maybe arms above the head. And then if you're on the floor, plant your right hand. And those of us with the arms lifted in the chair, we're going to take the right hand to the back of the chair or the base of the chair. And then we're all going to lift up and reach either forward or off to the side. So find a nice side bend. Feeling an extension along the left side of the body, connecting firmly with the right hand into the ground. Inhaling up, unwind yourself, and start to switch sides, either back to all fours or shifting to step your left foot forward. Extend the right leg out, playing with tipping the tailbone back and forth. So we have 90-degree angles, hip over the knee, knee over the ankle. Either lift both arms or just plant the left hand, and we'll sweep that left hand down. Reach the right arm up, lift and pour back. Feeling the extension along the right side body and still pressing down into the left hand to connect the floor and the arm. Inhaling up, unwind, move back to center. Oh, now you have a twig, huh? He usually doesn't have this much energy when I'm teaching. It's very funny. Okay, so once we've gone back and forth, we've done both sides. And now, those of you that are on all fours, we're going to create malasana. So maybe you want to play with downward facing dog, where you plant the hands, curl the toes under, lift the hips. Those of us that are on a chair, we're just going to take the feet wide and then let the head drop down, squeeze the shoulder blades together, either hands on the tops of the thighs, or we have our block here, and you can take the hands to the block, press away, and let the head drop down. If downward facing dog from all fours is not for you. Forearms is great. But wherever you are, press down so you're feeling the low back extend, lifting the tailbone. Another inhale and exhale, melting the heart towards the earth. If you are in downward facing dog, we're going to move into Malasana, into our squat. So you can step one foot forward to the outside of the hand, and then the other foot to the outside of the other hand. Those of us that are seated here, we're going to come into Malasana by pressing the elbows into the inner thighs and then squeezing the inner thighs. So wherever you are, have this dynamic tension of pressing the elbows into the legs and the legs into the elbows. Reach to the crown of the head, and then we're going to lift the pelvic floor. Like you really have to go to the bathroom, you're not allowed to. Lift everything up. So that's engaging in our deep core, and we're going to stay for 2 more breaths. Those of you that make your way onto your bottoms, we're going to shift to both the bottoms. We'll lift the chest. As we heel toe the feet back, maybe start to rock back and hug one knee in. You can left foot on your block. This is really fun to do with the block on the ground as well. I like to lift one leg back and forth. We're balancing high, maybe the legs above the heart. We're going to take another moment here. I think I'm going to try and scoot forward for a little bit more balance, a little bit more reaching back. So maybe you want to play with putting a different setup and holding, and then switch. Let the feet come down. If you're seated, find your comfortable seat, and those of us in a chair will create another comfortable seat. The last thing we'll do is cobra, the last thing that we're going to do is a pranayama. If you have your block handy, you're more than welcome to slip the block behind the back and press the block into the back and the back into the block. And then we're going to take a mudra here with the left hand, their palm facing up or palm to the back of the heart, and then we're going to grip the fingers. So you can decide, playing around with which way works best for you. Either palm facing up right at the abdomen or palm facing away at the heart. This is our Ganesh Mudra or Gayatri Mudra, and this will mean and try and drop into some removing of obstacles. So maybe you'd like to have it at your belly or at the heart, and we'll take 10 breaths. We'll inhale, soften the hands, and exhale, pull them away from one another. Inhale, soften, and exhale, pull. Close the eyes. Inhale, soften the hands towards one another, and exhale, pull away. Just 2 more. And then let the hands drop down. And we'll sit and enjoy releasing tension, tapping into the nervous system, connecting with the ground and with our breath. And then we'll release the arms. You can roll through the neck and the shoulders. Big inhale, stretch the arms wide. Exhale, wrap the arms around yourself. Give yourself a nice big hug, chin to the chest, thanking yourself for coming to practice. Inhale, open. Switch which arm is on top. Nice big hug, chin to the chest. Moment of gratitude for those of us that shared this practice together. And we'll slide the hands over the heart. Acknowledgement for both our interior teachers and all of the teachers that have come before us. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this to be restorative and relaxing during this election season. Bye.